Hello everyone, and this is my review for TNA Impact Wrestling on May 29th, 2015. And what can I really say about this show? I felt there was some major ups and major downs about this show. Let's go ahead and start on the down points, just to get those out of the way, get the negativity out of the way really quick. I would go off and say, I get where they're going with the Tara Terrell, Gail Kim storyline at this point, and adding Awesome Kong in there and everything like that to the extent of where they're going. But the aspect of them doing the cage match so early on in the storyline, it makes no sense. I get they're trying to do a personal storyline with like adding Gail Kim's husband in there and everything like that, and the stuff that they did after the match was pretty good as well. They could have just added that this week on this one, but why are they doing a cage match at this point in time? It's not reached that level yet. And that's sometimes what I've always had an issue with potential of TNA's booking from time to time. Some of their storylines, like, okay, we need some kind of gimmick match to try to boost ratings. Like, well, let's take this storyline and throw it in a cage, or throw it in this, or throw it in that. And you need to build that to make it make sense at any given time. And they threw it out there too early. I could see the storyline being set up for a cage match to finish off the storyline, but don't throw it out there too early. Hopefully this just leads into some like other aspect of maybe a different gimmick match to finish off the storyline. Maybe they can go back to the last woman standing type portion for the ending of that storyline whenever they do decide to go for it. But they need to build for it, and they missed the ball on this. They kind of just threw a gimmick match in there for the sake of throwing a gimmick match in there. The other down point of the show was the X Division Gauntlet match. Not saying it was a bad match, just like Gail Kim, Tara Terrell, it wasn't a bad match by any stretch. But again, they missed it in the terms of booking Rockstar Spud to win the title back so quickly here. And that, again, that's one of those other aspects that that I've seen before in some cases, and this isn't just TNA, this is in other companies as well. It's like let's just do a title change for the sake of doing a title change. Like, well, why not build a significant title change and get the best payoff out of it as possible? And they missed the ball here. They had been building this whole aspect of how Rockstar Spud was trying to get back the X Division title and everything after he lost it. They could have built it for like a couple more months or something in that sense with him and Kenny King in the BDC or something in that sense, and then have this massive payoff where he wins the title again. And instead they kind of just make it a fluke victory in a gauntlet match for him to win the title. So it just kind of takes that payoff of him winning it completely away, and it makes it almost a little bit more insignificant at that point. And that's where that's where I think they really need to go with their storylines, is like build the significance of it and get the best payoff possible later on. But and you know, enough for the down points, because those were honestly the only down points in the show to me. The up points, I'm liking where the whole James Storm, Mickie James Magnus storyline's going. They continued on with it again this week. Basically, James Storm trying to talk Mickie James like, oh, we're setting up things with like country stars and everything like that. And it kind of plays off the whole aspect that she's done country music in the past. So I like where they're going with that one. Sorry, I coughed there for a second. The match with the Dirty Heels, Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, and the Wolves, another really good match. They have a self-built storyline in there with the whole best of 5, and now they have it set up to where you can do so many different types of story scenarios going in there. You have the Wolves up 2-0, so does Bobby Roode and Austin Aries start doing what their tag team name residence as is being the Dirty Heels, and start doing dirty tactics to try to win? Or this is just going to be like a straight up series, and if they can bring it back and do a comeback from being down 2-0 to try to win the series in the end. So they actually have something to play off of in there, and I actually do like. And I actually do like where they're going with that at this point in time as well. Not to mention the matches have been a lot of fun to watch between the two of them. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with more with the other 3 matches down the road here. The match with EC3 and Mr. Anderson I thought was really well done storyline. Good job booking EC3 in this case. I like the aspect of Tyrus being stuck in the cage for the entire match. It wasn't like one of those areas like, oh, we're going to get rid of Tyrus, he's going to be stuck in this cage for the whole match, and then he breaks out of the cage to interfere at the end. No, they booked him properly to set him up to be for a world title shot down the line, because they booked him as being like actually winning cleanly here, and that's not a bad thing to do. You need a good heel, not just in character, but also like credible. In this case, so that's what they did here. They booked him to, you know, win cleanly, but yet everyone still kind of doesn't like him in this case, and he still has the bodyguard in the end. So I liked where they went with it. The booking of EC3 in this match was really good, and setting up for a world title match down the line for when they're gonna for whenever they're gonna do that. And him and Mr. Anderson worked really well together. I like this match a lot as well. So this brings me to the I Quit match with Eric Young and Kurt Angle, and you know, again, really good match. This is a good way of ending the storyline. The two of them put on a really good I Quit match. I liked the back and forth to it. It was, you know, it came off. It came off really well. I liked the ending with Kurt Angle getting him in the ankle lock, and it wasn't like, oh, he just tapped out. They actually did still go with a full him having to say I quit and everything in that sense. I just liked the aspect of that match, of where they went with everything and ending the storyline between Kurt Angle and Eric Young. Assuming that's what they're gonna do, is ending that storyline with this particular match, and then probably putting him with EC3 or somebody else here in the very near future. So overall, outside of the 2 aspects I put into the beginning of the show, it was a rather positive show. I thought it came off really good. The matches, even in the negative aspect of the storylines, I thought were still relatively good, and like I said, for the most part, they did a relatively good job with this particular show, and we'll see where they continue building up everything going into Slammiversary here. So that's my review this week for TNA Impact Wrestling, and I thank you guys for watching.